Yes, I'm going to rip off Carl Haas again and say, hello everyone. This is MBX V5 Genome software, and these are my files here. You can clearly see. I am going to choose one here that has already been done in the crosshatch shading technique. Now, you can see that in the Fill tab under Object Properties, we have all these various stitch attributes we can choose. And the one we're dealing with here is cross stitch. And down here is cross density, stitches per inch. I have not used anything else but what it offered me here. I've not fooled around with any of these other settings, so I don't really know what they do. I landed on the first thing I tried, and it gave me the effect that I wanted, and I didn't go any farther. It's the way I tend to be. So, you can obviously see there are different areas with different densities here. Now, as you look at it up close, it looks a little clunky, a little choppy. If you really want to see what things will look like in a more normal setting, which is greater than 1.5 feet away from your face, you should zoom out and get it farther away from you. The farther away it gets, the more natural it starts to look. A lot of the picayune detail disappears, and you start to see the overall effect of what you've done. And it looks pretty good. We could bring it back in. Now, again, there are places that have different size grids. This was done in a navy blue as the first step in the gradient. The inner part was done in a black. That is the darker part of the gradient, or the part that is furthest away from the eye in distance. So this one here, I can select it, and it was done. You can see in an 8.0 density. Now you can tell by looking at it that this black portion is done in a tighter density. That's done in 12.7 stitches per inch. So that's one way you can vary. You can also vary the look of it by the color you choose. This is done in navy, but if I were to go down and select a lighter color, that's more of a royal type blue. It changes the effect. Now we'll go out. It looks slightly lighter than this area down here, which was the same color previously. I can go back and forth. You can see it's a little bit darker. Now if you stitch it out and it's just a little too prominent for your taste, you can change it to a different color the next time you stitch it. On this background, this color represents the color canvas that I actually stitched it on. It's not exactly the same. It's a bit brighter, so it's not totally the same. But anyway, now you can also change the stitch density on this. That's done at 8. I'm going to change it. This is going to do something goofy. I don't know why it does this. I'm going to try to change it to 12, but it's going to jump to 5. Just wait for it. It'll do it. I don't know why. Yeah, see, it jumped to 5. So I selected it again, and I'm going to go to 12. Now you can see that's much darker, and I'm going to toggle back through the 5.0, which I don't even want, back to the 8. You can see the effect is different. It's much looser there. You'll have to play around with it to get it the way you want it. I've actually found that the tighter stitch densities look a little bit better. I think I prefer them that way. But I had it at 12.7, and that worked out pretty well. I've not gone any tighter than that yet. So those are the settings that you use to create this. And it should give you the effect that you're looking for. Just a little bit of visual interest. If you pop out a little further, there you start to see. Gives you a little bit of visual interest other than just a flat, dead, two-dimensional look to it. This is a pretty bonehead simple patch, and without any differentiation in surface, it looked kind of dead, and I just thought I'd give it a try, and this is what I ended up with. I hope you find that interesting and possibly useful.